In this part of the program, we'll focus on some important Excel tools that you may use in your day-to-day working. To begin with, we have this case of Bright Lights Corp over here, which we had referred to earlier in our basic Excel program as well, and at one point during advanced Excel as well. So let us revisit this case. We have some names over here: department, engagement type, date of joining, monthly salary, and annual salary over here. Now I see that the names are in the form of last name, and then you have the first name and then the middle name. So that's the format of last name, comma, first name, space, middle name. Now I would like to separate them and have them each in separate columns over here. So it should be something like last name and another column for first name, and then you have middle name. That should make it a lot better. That should be quite convenient then if we have them separate. So let me adjust the columns over here, and yes, to start with, we have this text to columns feature over here, and we'll make the best use of this. So what do we have here? No data was selected. First, I need to select the data that I want to convert to text, convert to columns. So when you have this is nothing but text. And when you click on text to columns, it will actually split all these words into separate columns here. Let me show you how. Now when you click on this, it asks you for, this is the text wizard, and over here it will ask you whether the kind of separation that you need, is it delimited or fixed width. Now when you say delimited, that means the words are separated by certain characters such as commas or tabs, etc. It could also mean spaces as well. Now when you say fixed width, it's about fields are aligned in columns with spaces between each field. Now if I were to select fixed width and click on next, you see here I do not see any separators. I might just want to click here and show this Bruce McGill. The McGill word ends here, so this becomes my separator, and then I might just want to shift this separator ahead. But take a look at this. Huffman, N and the comma is coming in the second partition, and third partition we have a space and then Melvin. So there is no consistency between the names, and hence the fixed width approach of separating the words or the text into multiple columns may not be a good idea, because here we can see the preview, and if you were to say this, that's where Bruce ends, then Melvin would be split into multiple columns. Let me show you what exactly will happen if I click on next. I click on next, destination, where do I want this to? By default, the destination is the same place where you have selected. Okay, so in case if you want this to be overwritten, then you can leave it as it is, but let me tell you, we are splitting this into 4 columns over here. You see there are 4 partitions. That means the rest of the 3 columns will also be overwritten. There won't be any addition of columns. Let me show you by clicking on finish. There is already data here. Do you want to replace it? If I click OK, you see department, engagement type, date of joining has vanished. And look at this, how it looks like. It's quite haywire. So let me undo this. This is not what I need. What I need is delimited. Now fixed width would have been a good idea in case if you're working with certain dates or numbers or any text which has fixed spaces at regular intervals, or maybe a comma or anything as such which you have at fixed intervals. Now here, or fixed length I would say. Now in this case, we have delimited. I click on next and it says, okay, what are the delimiters that I have? I have a comma and also I have a space. So I don't have a tab over here, so I can uncheck this. I have a comma. See, earlier this is how the name looked like. Now the moment I put comma, the names got separated into 2 columns, one before the comma and the other one after the comma. So there are 2 columns this time. Now I also know that there is another set of data which only has spaces as well. For example, take a look at the next column. We have some spaces here. So I would want to add space as well as another set of delimiter. And here we have this. Click on next. Now it will ask you where do you want to change this. This time at least I should be smart enough to change this to a different place. And this is where I will change. This is my destination. Instead of this is by default. It takes the place of selection. But here is the place where I want this. And click on finish. And here we have McGill, Bruce, Suarez Jacob, Michael, Huffman Melvin, everything sorted. So there is no scope of any error over here, and we have the last name, first name, middle name. All we did was we selected this text column, we made a delimited one, and in case if there is a comma, select the comma, space, or if there is an underscore, let's say underscore is not in this list. Okay, there's a long string and there's an underscore, so you might select other and put an underscore, or maybe a period, then you can put that. That's how you can make use of this. Please ignore this area when I clicked on. And then you just need to click on next and show the target and then finish. Now let me cancel this. So this is the beauty of selecting text to columns.